YouTube
Ron.
highlights. Oh, right. I think he spelled it a different way. I'm not sure. But,
yeah, he quit though.
Oh, he quit. Right. And was that a long time ago?
Why?
Yeah, I'd be interested in that too. I guess at times like life takes you in a different direction, and you kind of have to say, well, you know, maybe my priority needs to be here now, and you never know. Like
9 minus 12 months ago, he quit when Jackal was a part of the site still.
Yeah.
Not sure why.
So that's a decent bit back. Yeah, that's true OG stuff, you know. So I probably came across his stream, but it was such an early time.
Aaron was ASJW control freak. Ron.
Yeah, I saw some back and forth all right in the chat. If that was you, Potato Guy, that message went quite quick. But I saw a little bit of back and forth all right, so I can see that like you maybe weren't on the best. Oh, you were banned for a year, right.
What did he do? Because I said nigga.
Okay.
Lol.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the history of the website is like it's becoming.
I'm talking on Discord.
It's becoming more and more detailed, isn't it? Like, and it's only if you were here that you can really go right back and talk about guys that are long gone. You know.
I wish I was here.
But I fondly remember.
Moderation doesn't work.
Moderation. It's tough. It's very tough.
And ends up poisoning the well.
Yeah.
It does when it's done properly.
It's hard because like you don't want to lose active users.
Subjective.
But I guess when do you have to kind of call a halt?
Not when you get ASJW acting like a retard.
When do you have to kind of call a halt and go, okay, we've gotten to this point, like I say, like the owners, Rick and all the devs of the website, I guess they have to kind of...
He wasn't acting.
Have to kind of balance it out and go, hey, Manicus, what's up?
Lol.
Good to have you here. I suppose like I suppose it falls to the people who were here from the very beginning, I guess, to have I suppose discussions on the almost like a kind of a voting thing, you know, like, okay, are we at a point now where maybe we have to say this isn't okay or that's okay? But definitely in terms of streamers, I feel like it's not really my position to even say.
I think we have a good balance here.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I've honestly found, like, definitely in the last couple of months that, like, I remember there was a time there about 2 or 3 months ago where there was somebody who was spamming a lot, and that, like, there'd be these walls of text just non-stop or whatever.
That.
Yeah, and I mean, like, they solved that problem, and it's not an issue anymore. You have so much more chat functionality, and
Same.
the ability to throttle the chat and select. So, I mean, like, I guess you have to solve problems as they come up. And it's made it much more pleasant. And even, I would say, like, when I was watching...
The chat throttle is annoying.
The chat throttle... Well, I mean, like I say, for me, features like that, when I'm out and about, are a godsend. And they help me...
I can understand why.
You know what I mean? Like I would have... You know, if I was sitting at home now or whatever... I'd be chill, I'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, another dude spamming this, whatever, I've seen it all before, yeah, you know, have fun, man,
sure.
You know, but like, it just makes it a bit difficult when there's like people and stuff walking by, but so again, those features help. Anyway. Yeah, oh, it only affects like people that have been on, yeah.
I'm not a new user.
Well, I guess it all means...
I know.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, like... like I said, I've had a few moments already.
Let's go lynch Aaron.
Well, oh God. I guess we're talking real history now. I'm going to have to educate myself. I'm going to watch some of those YouTube videos of Aaron. Because I'm curious now.
Don't get me wrong, I understand why it's there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I think as well, like, anybody who's maybe done a bit of the outside stuff, like I've seen E7 outside, and E7 will be talking to his parents and stuff.
This is nothing compared to Twitch.
You know, Joel and Ciara, they often go outside. Who else have I seen doing a bit of outside stuff? And I mean, one as good as the other. I sit and I watch streams that are inside,
Dark Overlord.
that are outside. Dark Overlord, yes. it just makes it like even if they don't care
Dark
about what's
Overlord.
being said, and I'm presuming people have been on the net so long that they're
Jack
not
Hool will
exactly
do
like,
IRL
oh
content
my
too.
god, this is the worst thing that ever happened. Yeah, Jack Hool, exactly. I was there for the Everett stream, the famous Everett stream.
Lol.
I sat up and watched that, and when Jack Hool would meet up with Nate, and they were in the apartment and stuff like that, the Airbnb hopping.
I like your hat.
I gotta get a new one actually, but the Airbnb hopping was classic stuff. That was Jack Hool at his fucking best.
Does
Fucking
it cover up your
hilarious.
brain? I got him to drink water off the bathroom floor.
Hell yeah. Jack Hool, man. I mean, when he was on fire, and even when he came back
New
recently,
beanie for Skinny, give him fun bits.
I got a couple of different beanies. I'll put it on a different one. But this one is kind of...
I spammed him for 2 hours to drink a pube shake and he made one. And drank it. I'm picturing a crinkled ball sack under that hat.
Yeah, fuck, man. Like, Jack Hool, I remember when he was in the cock shed in the early days, and you had the Cam 1, the Cam 2, and the Cam 3. And, of course, like, back then, apart from Maticus, I know Maticus
Exclamation mark.
had, like,
Level.
a very detailed control panel of commands and shit you could do, like the moving and the zooming and stuff like that. But, like, I remember Jack
Exclamation
Hool
mark. Bruh.
with the... Yeah, with the commands and shit like that, like... exclamation farmers.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation
Bird boy.
bird boy. Fuck yeah. I mean, like, when Ice wasn't streaming, and then Jack Hool would watch Ice as well. And, like, often, like, instead of tuning into Ice's stream, I would just
Jack
sit there. Jack Hool was a streamer that was on here recently, but more so,
Oh, right.
like, 6 months ago, and, like, all through, like, a good long while before that. I don't know if there's any highlights of him on the YouTube. Maybe there isn't.
Watching Jack will watch Ice is usually how it watched you.
Yeah, exactly.
Is
Yeah,
he
I was just
sexy?
like, fuck. Sometimes I was just like, if I could see Jack Hool watching it, I'd watch him reacting to Ice. It was funny fucking shit, you know. And I remember one time, I think he's like, electricity went out, and somehow, some way, he was streaming off his mobile.
Yeah.
He must have been charged up, yeah. And he was going around, he was showing us, like, he was like, there's other cock sheds here too. And it was like different sheds and stuff that nobody had ever seen before, you know. Such fucking...
He had to go into the other room, which was on the other side.
Yeah.
And he has a cock shed up the little path.
Yeah, there's like, that's what was amazing. It was like, I thought it was the only one, you know. And you come to find out then that he had a lot more that were out there, out the back. So hopefully, I know that, like, as a streamer, he was definitely...
A cock shed lol.
Yeah, the cock shed, yeah.
Well, the second room was just for the computer shit and the cock shed up.
And the cock sheds, yeah,
The path was
yeah.
his old one.
The path, yeah. He, like, there's a guy that, like...
I need a shit.
He took the ball and he rolled with it. Like, once he had some people checking in, he pushed it to the absolute limit. And I know that when he came back recently, like, he talked a lot about that, and he said, like, you know, that he didn't want to kind of, like, do toxic stuff and all that. And he felt like, you know, a lot of it was kind of like a toxic audience in the sense that, like, I don't know, he used to, I won't speak for him, but from what I remember anyway there a couple of weeks ago, he kind of had changed a little bit. And, you know, I can understand it, like, because if you're around outside and, like, you have people chatting away to you and they're, like, encouraging you to do different stuff, if it's there, you're probably going to go for it, you know. I found myself jumping up on a roof there the other day, simply because I mentioned it, and then the chat wouldn't let me forget it. Once I'd said it, I wasn't getting out of there until I got up on that roof, you know. And the other day, they had me drinking as well, you know, which I do drink. It's just lately I've been more kind of indoors, and I haven't been going out as much. But the plan is, as I say, to start bringing this into nightclubs. And, like, already I've seen the few people you find that don't look at you like you're a fucking crazy ass motherfucker are the people who will come up and be like, this is cool shit, you know? And once you start showing them, like if I showed them this chat room here, and if they start hearing the TTS, whatever the fuck is being said, they're gonna be like, hell yeah. Like the people that fuck with it, fuck with it. And like it was said, like if you go into a nightclub now, like I say, I'm my early 30s, so I'm like 33. And if you go into a nightclub where...
What?
I guess it's like...
Really?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Young at heart. But,
I
yeah,
thought you were maybe 26.
Maybe 26. So a lot of people say that, actually. I guess I'm blessed a little bit in that sense.
Yeah.
But, like, when I go into a place that's like, I guess, nightclubs will often have people like, I guess, 20 to 25 or so. And they'll know exactly what it is, you know, and they're up with that type of stuff. So they'll be like, oh, what are you, a vlogger or whatever? And that's what I'm hoping for, that if they kind of like, it'd be easier if people kind of saw what you were doing and came to you. Because at that point, you're not like forcing the interaction. You're not shoving it in their face or whatever. And then if they come over, you can kind of show them, oh, well, you know, this is streaming on this website or whatever. And you never know, like, if the right person comes up, we could have a couple more Irish streamers on here. Definitely, I know, like, from people I've spoken to and have shown the website. A friend of mine, actually, he knows I watch his streams, and he knows, like, that I'm a big fan of, like, all of the IRL streamers, all of the CX network, and that I came from sort of Twitch. Oh, is there a sidebar update? I'll look forward to seeing that when I refresh. Oh, you mean maybe the Bollocks program? But like, I said to him about RobotStreamer, and I told him, listen man, if you're ever around, click into this link, and I'm usually on, you know, every second day or whatever, and I'll be on like, I guess about 5 p.m. GMT, my time, usually. Today I was on a bit later.
Look like they updated viewer count.
Oh really? That's cool. Look forward to seeing that. But I didn't think he was gonna. And also to say that this is a guy that I streamed with back on Justin.tv. So he is kind of friendly to the audience, and he understands the whole streaming thing and why you would want to sort of be involved and why you would want to do it. So he was kind of initiated in that way. But still, it's not something he had ever sort of sat down and watched himself, right? So, a couple of days ago anyway, randomly, he didn't tell me he was there, but he popped in and he started watching. And he sat there for a while, and he sent me a big, long message later on. And he was like, man, and this guy now, he works in a lot of different, like, you know, sort of startups and stuff that's to do with social media. So, he's on the ball. He knows when he sees something that's like, whoa, this is fucking cool. To him, he was blown away. Because, like, he had never seen anything like it. He was asking me, he was like, that voice that I hear, is that like a collective chat that's talking? Or is that like one person? And I was like, oh yeah, man, it's, you must have been on mobile, right? If you see there where it says stream
buy RS
chat,
stocks now.
Buy them now, Anonymous. Anonymous. I'll have to read your name out properly. But he hadn't clicked where it says stream chat, so that was minimized. So he didn't realize that there was people in there chatting. And I told him that, and he was like, holy shit, that's some fucking cool concept. And he had a look. You thought I was 40? Some people will. Some people will know my exact age. If you're good at... no.
Not really, actually. You look good.
Thanks.
34.
But he was totally fucking blown away by it, and like he had a look through some of the other streams, and he was like, "Holy shit!"
You
he was
seem
like,
mature.
"Yeah, I guess so. I guess with streaming, it kind of makes you. I think you hold on to your youth in some way when you're involved with stuff that's like I guess a lot of people my age, they wouldn't kind of fuck with like even YouTube. It's like to them, watching a YouTube video is automatically like, why the fuck would you be watching stuff on YouTube? Isn't that for like, you know, kids or whatever? And I'm like, man, you have no idea. Like, content on YouTube is everything. And there's stuff on there that you would actually enjoy. But keep listening to your FM radio and your like spoon-fed kind of stuff, you know what I mean? because you obviously don't fuck with it. But like I think what happens is like if you don't stay current with like technology that keeps moving, if you don't like kind of, whether you like it or not, like keep up to date. Like I like to keep up to date with memes, and I like to keep up to date with new music and stuff like that, to the point where like you could be talking to someone a bit younger, like maybe in their early to mid 20s, and like you can relate 100%, and like immediately they're like, holy shit, like, because they see you as like shit old, right? And like they're like surprised that oh, you know about streaming? Oh shit, you know about like this musical artist, or you know about that or whatever. And I'm like, yeah man, I mean, you know, I try to keep up to date, like, because, you know, sometimes I know people who are big music fans. Classic rock is amazing. I love all sorts of genres of music because I spent a lot of time playing music on radio or whatever. And so like I'd have a good knowledge of all different genres of music. But I try to keep with the new shit as well, because like you get stuck, I think, if you're not kind of like, that's my own opinion anyway, you get stuck on music that's like from the past or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just like to have the other side of it and to like keep up to date. I guess I'm explaining it in a very kind of long form way, but I think it keeps you kind of like, it keeps you up to date in the best of ways, you know. Probably getting quite dark here now. When I started off earlier, it was sunny, and now it's like really dark. Just going to check where I'm at battery wise. Yeah, I'll probably be good for another couple of minutes.
Yeah, you've been on a while.
I've been on a while, and I haven't moved position in all that time. So much so that people who walked along in front of me like an hour or two ago have walked back down. They're like, a couple of people I recognise have been like kind of staring over. Why is he still sitting there with a selfie stick, you know? But it was cool to see that you can just sit down and just have a chat, and people come in. So let me take a quick bit of a drink here. But at this point, I'll probably, as I said the last day, probably talk the ears off a lot of you guys if you've been in here for a while. But tell me this, guys, and I tried to ask this the last time. Can you guys check the sidebar and tell me who else is streaming, if you possibly could? Because if I do that, I think I have to refresh, and I think it might end my stream. And maybe we might, if anybody is still here, we might send some people over.
You met Rick Microbolix Dark Overlord. I'm still here.
I don't know if people like the concept of...
What's up?
Squid Ball. I'm not sure if people like the concept. Is it too much... Patrick, I'll ask you this. Is it too much of a kind of a... Is it kind of a lame thing? And give me your honest opinion to kind of like send people... Because people are going to go over to other streams anyway. Like, I don't want to be that like Twitch douche like that's like, hey, I'm going to host such and such a person. People are going to go in there anyway, right? It's not like this thing where you're like, I'm going to host this guy and I'm going to send like the 50,000 viewers over.
If you don't feel comfortable, don't do it.
Well, I know from being a viewer.
People bounce around, but usually people will go check other streams out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, you know what? I had some fun watching Dark Overlord with his stuff. And I think last time I said if people wanted to check out Tabby, but I mean, I know. So if you listen, when I finish up, have a look at Dark Overlord. I know that guy. Again, like, he's been out there. He's
wants to watch Tabby.
I know he's had some issues and stuff with like different things happening.
Gross.
So
until the FBI shows up on his stream.
I mean, like, I know that people like kind of have a laugh and stuff like that, but if you're affecting people like that, you know, you should maybe have a thought about it, because like all you're going to really do is you're going to stop people streaming, you know. And that's the thing about it, is that like he's got a lot of guts to continue doing it. And I know what people said, and people were saying in the Discord, like, you know, if you're going to put yourself out there. But I mean, I've seen people on Twitch like Soda Poppin's brother. I forget his name offhand, but a lot of guys on Twitch, they're able to. It's a kind of a legacy of the ice community, which I love the ice community. Don't get me wrong in any way. And I've enjoyed Ice's streams for years upon years. And if I was to really go back to the legacy of like the idea of like doing some stuff outside, of course it came from early days ice streams, right? But like I just find that like guys on Twitch, they don't have the same issues that have kind of stopped ice doing stuff, you know. And I think the fact that ice has kind of ended up like staying indoors and stuff, obviously he's had so much like shit happen that he's just like, I can't do it anymore, you know. And that's cooked his content, which is sad, you know. But definitely, yeah, when my battery finishes up, which should be in a couple of minutes here, check out Dark Overlord, see what he's up to. Check out anybody else, because I mean, I know you guys, when you're RS, you're RS for life. I'm the exact same. As soon as one streamer goes offline, I don't need to be directed. I will just go and I'll check every one of them. And sometimes, I've said it before, I will use jackcool2.com, Lawl's website. Lawl's is another one I'd love to see back here again. And with jackcool2.com, if you haven't looked at it before, you can look at multiple streams. So you can open up all of the streams. Maybe that's where I'll send you if you want to. We'll head over to jackcool2.com and you can literally open all of the streams at once. So if you want to pop open 4 different streams, you can do that. If you want to watch all of them at once, you can do that. And I believe also it opens the chat room in each and every one too. I'm sure a lot of the hardcores on here already know that very well. But it's a good little thing to do, because sometimes you want to keep an eye on all streams, and you want to be in a position where you can sort of see everything going on at once, because it happens like that. Sometimes I'm watching a stream and like, oh shit, E7 went live.
What's the link?
It's simply Jackcool, JACKOOL2, the number 2, so jackcool2.com.
Jackcool2.com.
There you go. Yeah, it's a cool little thing that he put up there.
I'm going to Porch Bird. Get gut.
Oh, you're going to Porch Bird? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We should host Porch Bird. Yeah, 100%.
Porch Bird hatched.
Oh shit! Right. That's a development.
Well, that's cool.
Hell yeah. I guess we'll finally find out now.
When did they hatch?
What type of bird it is, because I know there's a bit of kind of confusion of like, is it a pigeon? Is it a certain type of bird? Maybe that's already been found out. Maybe I'm out of date a little bit. But definitely Porch Bird. I have Porch Bird as like a background.
It's a dove.
Oh, it's a dove? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, because I know even in the
There's
description.
only one baby bird as far as I can see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like somebody told me there was like a moment
just one.
where they turned on stream and I think the bird had left the nest, and I've never switched on and seen the bird gone. So it's kind of cool to think that I didn't realize that the bird ever left, but I suppose it has to at some point. I suppose to gather food or whatever. Or maybe, I'm not sure, does the streamer feed the bird? Probably not. I know it's like a wild bird. That's where I'm gonna head. I'm gonna when I finish up here tonight, I'm gonna check out Porch Bird. So I think my battery is just about coming to an end. I think I've done a few hours now. I'm not sure how long I've done, but I've been on for a while. So I've probably got about a minute or 2 left here. So again, thanks to everybody.
At least 3 hours.
At least 3 hours. 3 hours in the same spot.
Been fun, thanks.
I'm glad to have had you in here. Everybody who popped in tonight. I'm trying to think of the people who gave me fun bits. I know
It's been lovely.
Tabby.
You certainly are a natural.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was trained, as I say, from primarily, I think, from doing the bits of stuff in radio and a little bit of streaming.
Yeah, you're very good at this.
Well, thank you so much. Like I say, like
I think so too.
I guess my background and I suppose work experience more than anything keeps me talking, and I wouldn't be
Makes
able.
sense. Zero dead air lol.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's what I aim for. And I know sometimes it might be a bit monotonous, chatting and chatting and chatting, but more than anything today, I think you guys kept the conversation going.
Gonna post last 30 minutes on YouTube if okay.
Absolutely, yeah. Work away, and thanks so much for even thinking about doing that. It's cool. Really happy that because I'll finally get to see what it actually looks like as well. So go ahead, 100%. So I guess I'll say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. It's been a fun time, and maybe tomorrow, most likely in about a day or two, I'll pop on again, and next time I'll try and beat the sun.
Yes.
And head on back to the walking. And soon enough, if you weren't here earlier, I'm going to do some stuff right out in the country. I'm going to be
beat it off.
Trying to head towards mountains, hopefully doing some water sports. We'll see how those promises come together, but ideally that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to say good night to you, and thanks once again to everybody. All those fun bits, amazing, great interaction from everybody. It's basically you guys that keep me going.
Good night.
I couldn't talk like this if you weren't in here talking to me. So salute to RobotStreamer. Head on over to Porchbird or Dark Overlord, Rick, Maticus, whoever else is on here tonight. And Jim, brother, thank you so much, all right? I'll chat to you soon, guys. Thanks again for being fantastic.
Later, homie.
Love you guys. See you later, all right? Bye now.